Greetings and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie and I know you saw the title of the video. Guys, is Amber at it again? I don't even know where to begin with this. I don't know where to begin with this. So I guess I'll begin from the beginning. So let me give you a little overview. As we know, Amber Heard lost the trial. She just sold her home and she bought it for $750,000. It was sold for $1.1 million, so she did make a profit. And then suddenly, she has been in Tel Aviv. And not only has she been in Tel Aviv, Israel, she's been there with Barlow, Eve Barlow, her girlfriend-ish that got kicked out of the trial, not just for tweeting when you're not supposed to be on your phone, but witness tampering. That was the craziest thing, to watch her get a witness booted literally in court, and then the information is incorrect. So the same one that got kicked out of court, she is traveling around Israel with. However, some recent photos have been spotted where they put up some social media. Funny enough, Amber and company has been really quiet. And now when I say that, I mean their social medias. Obviously, their PR people are hard at work having the paparazzi show up and film her places to make her look sympathetic. And then the media, of course, puts out all these stories about what a wonderful person she is. And I just saw a story that was like, the tides are turning and people are coming around to her. And I love this. My favorite story, if you guys have seen it, go check it out, is when they talked about she was wearing a red maxi dress and that people were just ending themselves over how beautiful she is. Like, it's so silly. And the thing is, she is a beautiful woman, but like nobody's really reacting that way. It's just funny how the media likes to paint her. Now, we have seen some recent pictures come out of this. If you remember, one is where it looks like Eve Barlow is cutting up Amber's food for her, which is ridiculous. And we've also seen what look like some staged paparazzi photos where she is out and about with a stroller, except the stroller is empty, which has made many people believe that she's either doesn't really have a child, she's renting a child. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just throwing it out there. But we have finally heard from them. A photo was taken and put online when it comes to Amber Heard, and it looks like Eve has a black eye, which is making people wonder, is Amber A-wording people again? Remember, A-word, physically, mentally, emotionally, not nice to somebody. I have all those details. I'm gonna go and just explain and explore exactly what's going on. And guys, if you like this kind of content and you wanna hang out some more, make sure and subscribe, hit the notification bell. And to those of you that are new, hi, how are you? I'm Katie, and on this channel, I just cover all the trending topics and we laugh at how stupid a lot of this is, and we just get as much information as we can. And we will be entertained, or I will try to entertain you in the process. So, where are we at? And there are a few other rumors that I'm gonna clear up, which we will talk about later this weekend, so make sure and stay tuned. So a lot of people, and a lot of the rumors are that she is in Israel because she is trying to evade getting extradited either back to the United States or to Australia. Couple things are going on. Number one, as we know, she said that $7 million she got from Johnny that she had donated. But there's a lot of stink about IRS tax fraud because on her taxes, people are saying audit her. There's even a petition online right now for the IRS to go and audit Amber Heard in this situation. And people's reasoning, which I understand, the reasoning is if she did that as a tax write-off, then this is fraud. And she could either face lots and lots of penalties in terms of how much she needs to pay back and and it could possibly be jail time. The other one that people are talking about is that Australia continues to be right on her heels. We just recently heard from Australia about the situation when it comes to her dogs, Pistol and Boo. And the letter just came out that said this is an open active investigation and they just got witness statements. They are actively going after Amber, guys. This is happening. This is real. So a lot of people are saying she's in Tel Aviv because she's fleeing, which we will get into in just a little bit. Apparently, their extradition process, like if you become a citizen, it is really, really tough to actually extradite somebody. So a few different things are going on there, and that could also tie in with, well, it does tie in with Eve, because as we know, Eve is Jewish. And so Eve, there are rumors on whether or not Amber and Eve are together, and there's a reason I'm bringing that up. And the rumors are that they kind of are, but they kind of aren't, and we've seen, which I'm going to pull up, some posts where Eve will get real emo about stuff where it seems like she's referring to Amber. So from what we can gather from what we've seen from Eve, it kind of looks like they might be kind of ish dating, and Amber doesn't really know what to do. But here's the thing, when it comes to extradition and it comes to all of this, and again, we're going to get into all this in another video, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight because it's kind of interesting. Apparently Israel is a really, really tough country. If you go and you become a national, to get extradited for crimes other places. Lots of criminals end up having dual citizenship in Israel for this reason. So is Amber just using Eve to get citizenship so she doesn't have to worry about extradition? On top of all of that, we have all the information coming out about her parties, right? These cuddle parties that she had with Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is seemingly kind of roundabout confirming some of these details. Go check out my videos. But now let's get into the meat and bones of why we are here. Is Amber hurting another lover? So let's talk about this. I think there's like 8 of them so far that we know that she has been A-word to. And I want to go over all of those, and then I'm going to show you this photo, and I want to ask what you guys think and see what's going on. It worked. I got quiet because I'm like, I don't trust it this morning. So here, guys, is an article just to give you a little overview on exactly who Amber has done what to in relationships. And by the way, there's more than this. This was from April 19th. So I'm going to give you just a little overview. This is short, but then we'll go into some of the others. It says 4 people Amber Heard allegedly A-worded, aside from Johnny Depp. And it says, to say that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's A-word allegations have been the cause of a lot of strife would be an understatement. When Heard first accused the actor of A-wording her during their marriage in 2015, many were quick to paint Depp as the aggressor. Now, as his latest defamation case against his ex-wife plays out in the Virginia court, details have emerged that suggested Amber has a A-word past. Here are 4 people Amber Heard A-worded besides Johnny Depp. And then it says her sister, Whitney Henriquez. And it says unseen footage from reality TV dated back from 2006 to 2007 may indicate that Heard's sister, Henriquez, may or might have been the subject to physical A-word from her sister. In the footage, one of Henriquez's co-stars quizzed her on the bruises she allegedly got from her sister during an altercation. While inspecting Henriquez and asking about the fight, Henriquez simply responded by saying, "We're not going to talk about that." Depp's team has pointed to the incident as evidence that Heard had A-worded Henriquez in the past, but Henriquez later pushed back against the allegations, saying, "We were referring to a verbal disagreement my sister and I got into," an indication that there was no physical A-word during the altercation. However, if you guys remember, when she was on the stand, her story didn't add up with Amber, and the next day she had scratches all over her face. Not saying it's Amber, I am saying it's interesting. And it says, Amber Heard was arrested for allegedly fighting her ex-girlfriend, Tazia Van Ray. Heard's then-girlfriend, Tazia, was reportedly physically A-worded by Heard in 2009 at an airport. Allegedly, Heard was in some sort of fight with Van Ray when things got physical. Reportedly, Heard struck Van Ray and the police got involved, arresting Heard. Van Ray, like Heard's sister, had gone on to defend Heard, saying that the police were overstepping. I recounted hints of misogynistic attitudes towards us, which later appeared to be where people are anti-LGBT. When they found out we were domestic partners and not just friends, charges were quickly dropped and she was released moments later. Now, people could say that means that it didn't happen, but as I've said before, and I've said this about both sides of this situation, many times somebody who is in an A-word situation are convinced to protect the people who are doing the A-word because their image is always king and their best interest. So that could be what happened with Tazia. Not saying that's the case, don't really know, just throwing it out there. And it says, Amber Heard's former assistant accused her of verbal A-word. Heard's ex-assistant Kate James came forward to discuss several instances where Heard was A-word towards her, as well as the toll that it took on her. Wasn't there another assistant too she did this to as well? James detailed all of these things that she was tasked with doing for Heard as her assistant. She allegedly did everything from laundry to caring for her dogs. According to James, being Heard's assistant was an all-day, everyday laborious affair where there was always something to do. Reportedly, Heard was often less than appreciative of James, who described some of Heard's A-word tendencies. In one instance, Heard allegedly yelled at James for moving some magazines into storage. She just got very angry at me one day because I hadn't quite made it downstairs to put them in the garage when she came home, and she went absolutely ballistic over that. Sometimes Heard would apparently just randomly text a word at her assistant as well. Barrages of a-word text messages day and night, a lot of them in the middle of the night. I think between 2 and 4 a.m. in the barrage would start that I'd wake up to. All incoherent, not really making sense, just basically somebody to lash out at. You know, no apparent reason to do it. That could be because she and Johnny have issues with substances. By the way, that's not me giving a pass at all. I'm just saying, if you're that late at night just ranting, we know that that's something they did. Don't you think that might be the case? Just throwing it out there. James also alleges that Heard often used, literally proves my point, substances, and that these might have spurred on some of that. And it says, Johnny Depp claims Amber Heard's other partners have accused her of A-word. According to Depp and his team, Heard had A-worded other girlfriends besides Van Ray as well. Depp and his team have indicated that there were others, as of yet unnamed women, who could testify to not being nice behavior from Amber. And it says several women who've been in relationships with Miss Heard have come forward to share their personal experiences of brutal not niceness and other A-word at the hands of Miss Heard. My advisors have to continue to interview these victims who remain deeply fearful of Miss Heard and to collect evidence from these victims. And as of writing this, these additional women have yet to testify or be identified. There's also more people, guys. We have Elon Musk, if we remember. I just put this out the other day about that Substack from Jessica. And Gia was one of the people that apparently Amber dated, and Amber had physically gone after her at a party. And Elon went to Gia and said, stay away from Amber. She could end you. I'm afraid she will end somebody. So we have Elon that's possibly in the mix. We have that ex. There are several other people as well, guys, Cara Delevingne, that have come forward. There's like 8 or 9 of them. So it's not out of the realm of possibility, because of everything we know about Amber, that she's doing this to a partner. So now let's actually look at this photo. Here's the photo. And this is from Melissa Dunkling. It says, looks like Eve has a black eye. It seems suspicious that everybody around Amber ends up with a pic of them with a black eye. Like Johnny, Elon, Cara Delevingne, Eve, Whitney. Is it a coincidence? What are the odds of this happening? So here is the photo, and you can see right here, you can see both eyes look a little funny, but one of those eyes looks really dark. It's also interesting because didn't Amber say when she's out she wears makeup? It doesn't look like she's wearing makeup. Now let's look at what could be going on, right? Let's try to take all this into account. It could be that maybe they were arguing and stayed up all night, right? However, when I looked into this, Reddit has been saying that this is not real. So here's what Reddit says. This is a thread. It says, a Depp stan photoshopped a black eye onto Amber Heard's friend Eve Barlow. And I'll just go over some of the comments and then we hear from Eve herself. It says, why are they editing the stans? Pictures to make it look like somebody has been A-worded and level false accusations against Heard. Isn't this what they are against? I can't stand Eve, but this is wrong. Yeah, and if that's the case, I actually can agree with this. I can agree that, Amber faking evidence is awful, right? But that's the thing, though. I don't think Johnny's putting this out there. Amber herself was the one faking evidence. Johnny can't control what his stans do. You can try to encourage, right? I mean, I've been in this position on YouTube where people have said, you need to control your people. I'm like, I can't do that. Not only is it not my responsibility, I can't be held responsible for other people, period. Now, I can encourage the right behavior, but that's all you can do. And then it says, apparently false accusations are only abhorrent when the victim is a man, more double standards and hypocrisy. And I will say there were double standards and hypocrisy. Doesn't mean she's not a turd. Doesn't mean she didn't lie, but there were. And it says, men are way more likely to throw false allegations at women than the reverse. It's a projection. I would agree with that, but we also have too much evidence that she lied. That's the thing, is like, we have to go by the evidence, which I have always said is a gray area, because many times under A-word behavior, you can't collect it. You're not allowed. It gets destroyed, like, depending on the situation. And sometimes that evidence isn't even what would be considered evidence. So if I don't have a camera on me 24/7 when somebody strikes me in the face, it means it didn't happen, right? So this is where this stuff becomes a gray area. And then you can see it says, Ben Rottenborn Fan Club says the old turning up the saturation trick. And people are going into details saying, and some very, very poor airbrush skills if you zoom in. Like, she no longer has a right to tear duct in the edited version. That's how bad of a Photoshop this is. And the sucker fishes still fall for it. And then it says it literally looks like they went into Facetune app and they used eyeshadow tool to draw on that crappy black eye. I've said it before, but they are genuinely so ridiculous. Do they think they can get away with altered photos like they're king, as if the original images aren't easily accessible to everybody? Well, if we say that though, we know that Amber also manipulated images. Amber did that. It's weird, they keep putting things on Johnny that Amber did, but then they say that everybody else is projecting. So then somebody says they've done this before where they photoshopped images and everyone just believed it, even though the original images were accessible. Up till a couple weeks ago, you could make up virtually anything and people would just accept it as fact, no question asked. It was mind-boggling, and people will do that in situations like this. And it says, never mind, apparently a lot of people are eating this crap up. I hate this timeline. Somebody else says, yes, pretty soon people are just gonna look at Depp's followers like complete jokes they are. And then we have another one. It says, A-worders often don't leave visible marks because those could be exposed to them. Absolutely true, but sometimes with people who do A-word behavior, their temper gets the best of them and things will happen. So it says, somehow I think these people just don't believe this kind of stuff. It's just a perverse game they play. That being said, a lot of them are Q. We're just all a bunch of blank theorists, guys. Well, we actually have Eve who spoke up about this, and this is what Eve has to say. She says, Depp fans see a picture of A and I having a nice time and spend hours doctoring the photo and spreading a fake Substack post of mine just to prove that she's A-wording me. Go away? Why don't you Photoshop away Johnny's limp intimacy? Help a brother out. Hashtag limp intimacy Johnny. Depp's defeat is when Amber survives. How dare she smile again? So that is what Eve has to say. And now I do want to pull this up because there was something, and this is the other thing. First of all, with this photo, I can't find where the original was posted, number one. Number two, I went looking for that Substack that she's talking about. I can't find it. So either it doesn't exist or it was removed. But this is what it said. From Blacklisted, which that's her Substack, it says, away we go, August 10th. I don't know why I feel this way, why I feel so alone, but the emotions hurt worse than the physical pain. I love her, but she doesn't love me back. Is it because I'm Jewish? Is it because I'm a journalist? I try to open her eyes to my religion. I hope this trip changes that. Today we're going on tour with our friend Eden. Maybe that will change her mind. I can show her what life would be like. Wish me luck. So let's break this down. What does this all mean? Like I said, I tried to find the original photo and I can't. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Apparently it looks like a photo does exist. Even Eve herself said yes, this photo happened, but it's been doctored. I am not somebody that's skilled enough to be able to look at this kind of thing and know if something is doctored. Or any of you, sound off in the comments. Do you think it's fake? Do you think it's real? I would say this. I would say, as much as Team A, right, Amber Heard's team, are not very intelligent sometimes, would they be so silly to post a picture of somebody who has black eyes that are that bad, right? I don't know. And then Eve says that Substack is fake. Now, we can kind of argue some of this because did she just put it up and remove it? That would be a really dumb move to put anything up like that. But that's the other thing. Even if it was faked, we've seen lots of different things where, like I said, she'll get real emo and in her feelings and I'm so alone and nobody's here, even though she's supposed to be really close friends with Amber. So only time will tell with this. But because Amber's had such a A-word history with people in the past, to me, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that she could do these things. But I wanted to give a fair and balanced perspective on what I've seen because people are saying, including Eve, that this isn't real. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think this photo is real? Do you think that's a real shiner? Sound off in the comments and let me know if you think Amber's up to her old tricks or if you do think that people are just being even more mean to Amber Heard. And by the way, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it, but at the same time, she's under so much hate from people. And she is a turd, and she's done a lot of awful things. But I just really wish healing and peace and forgiveness for everybody in this situation, including her. And that's why I want to make sure when I do cover this stuff to be as fair and balanced as possible. But let me know what you guys think. And if you like this video, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you around. Leave me a comment, leave me a like, everything helps. And otherwise, I'm going to get out of here. All right, guys, take care. Lots of love, lots of blessings. Till the next video, as always, I'm giving everybody hugs. Mwah, kisses. Stay safe. And as always, your girl. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys.